Hello and welcome to the Kitabhshla Finance Edition, a series geared towards financially aware individuals wishing to expand their financial knowledge portfolio. If navigating the complexity of finance seems difficult, you have come to the perfect place. Today, I will break down 7 key lessons from the book Too Big to Fail in under 7 minutes. Andrew Ross Sorkin is the author of the non-fiction book Too Big to Fail, the inside story of how Wall Street and Washington fought to save the financial system and themselves. It offers a compelling and in-depth description of the 2008 financial crisis, one of the most important economic events in the modern history, and was published in 2009. The tumultuous early days of the financial crisis in September 2008, when Lehman Brothers is on the verge of collapses, are the scene that book opens with. To see the high stakes of conversations, strong pressure and crucial decisions made by Wall Street executives, government officials and regulators, the author takes readers behind the scenes. The book provides readers with an insider view of the crisis by illuminating the intricate webs of connection that exist between significant financial firms, governing bodies and influencing people. It examines the dramatic events that precedes the crisis, the significant government responses, and ensuring consequences that shook the world financial system. Here are 7 galvanizing lessons from this book. Lesson number 1: regulatory oversight. It demonstrates how weak regulatory controls can have terrible results, as shown during the 2008 financial crisis. Regulatory oversight is crucial for keeping an eye on financial institutions, ensuring that they are following industry norms and spotting new dangers. The book emphasizes how regulatory shortcomings like lax oversight and insufficient risk assessment were crucial in the crisis, because they encouraged excessive risk-taking and the creation of complex financial instruments with little transparency. The story focuses on possible repercussions of regulatory slip-ups, which might result in systematic breakdown with wide-ranging economic and societal effects. It acts as a wake-up call for governments and regulatory organizations to improve their oversight procedures, put forward useful norms, and continue to be diligent in spotting and reducing systematic risks. The book emphasizes how much the capacity of regulatory to carry out their responsibilities as system watchdogs, acting as a critical counterbalance to the inherent dangers of the financial industry. Lesson number 2: moral hazard. The idea of this book highlighting the moral hazard that can result when financial firms think that government would bail them out in times of crisis, which can encourage risky behavior. When banks and other organizations think that government money would save, they could take excessive risk without worrying about paying the full price of their decision. Making high-risk investments, participating in speculative trading, or ignoring sensible risk management procedures are all examples of reckless behavior. The book emphasizes the deadly loop that results from bailouts, potential to sustain and even increase financial instability. This highlights the need of regulatory reforms and addresses the moral hazard problems in order to avert further crisis. It is strongly warning regarding the unwanted effects government interventions that shield institutions from the full repercussions of their actions. Lesson number 3: government interventions. It depicts the historically significant and frequently contentious decisions made by American government to save large banks and other financial organizations. Given that these interventions involved large taxpayers-funded rescuers of private companies, they aroused significant concerns about the role of government in the economy. The inherent conflict between free market ideas and the need for government involvement to avert a systematic collapse is highlighted in this book. It highlights the difficulties in striking a balance between economic stability and the ideas of capitalism and personal accountability. This story serves as a case study for difficulties government encounter when dealing with economic crisis, igniting ongoing discussions about proper level of government engagement in financial markets and the effect of such measures. Lesson number 4. Lessons not learned. In regards to the lessons learned from 2008 financial crisis, this book makes a sobering argument. Despite the crisis' severity and widespread effects, the book argues that there were residual worries that changes and restrictions that had been put in the place might not be enough to stop another one of its kind in the future. This emphasizes the difficulty of thorough financial reforms and possibility of regulatory compliances over time. It raises the concerns about the viability of changes and the necessity of continued watchfulness to protect financial stability. The book acts as a sobering reminder that the financial sector is always changing and that the new dangers can appear, demanding ongoing adaptation and control to avoid further disasters. Lesson number 5. Accountability. The book examines the public scrutiny and condemnation that a number of significant individuals, including senior executives or significant financial institutions and government officials, received for their conduct prior to the financial crisis. It draws attention to public's demand that people and organizations be held accountable for their involvement in the crisis and poses significant moral and legal issues regarding responsibility. The story highlights the larger concerns of accountability in the financial sector and highlights the difficulties in assigning responsibility and enforcing punishments in a complicated and linked system. The book serves as a reminder of the necessity of openness and accountability in the financial markets, as well as ongoing discussions on who should be held accountable for systematic failures. Lesson number 6. Need for transparency. The author's narrative shows how the lack of transparency in the financial institutions' practices and opacity of complex financial products played a significant role in exacerbating the crisis. It underscores that clear and honest communication is vital for maintaining trust among the market participants, investors, and the public. Without transparency, market participants are unable to accurately assess risk and make informed decisions, which can lead to panic and instability. The book serves as a reminder that transparency should be a fundamental principle in the financial industry, and regulatory measures should be in place to ensure it. It reinforces the notion that open and honest disclosure is essential for maintaining the integrity and stability of financial markets, especially in times of crisis. Lesson number 7. Systematic risk. By demonstrating how the failure of few significant financial institutions can have a cascading effect and potentially lead to generalized financial catastrophe, this book vividly exemplifies the idea of systematic risk. It depicts how risk cascades across the financial system when interconnected banks, investment companies, and other financial institutions are threatened with insolvency, causing a loss of confidence, a panic attack, and a freeze on lending. Because of this interdependence, individual failures have a greater effect and imperil not only the institution but also the entire economy. The book emphasizes how crucial it is for politicians and regulators to create efficient systems for preventing and reducing systematic risks. Overall, this book serves as a cautionary story about the difficulties of managing financial crisis, the complexities of the financial sector, and the effect of regulatory failures. It challenges readers to think about functions and governments, financial ethics, and the ongoing requirements of watchfulness and responsibility in the financial industry. In essence, it prompts readers to reflect on the enduring lessons of 2008 crisis, the need for transparency, accountability, and prudent risk management in the financial industry. It challenges conventional wisdoms and underscores the imperative for continuous vigilance, ethical behavior, and effective regulatory oversights in order to prevent future financial catastrophes and protect the stability of global economy. Think of this book as your financial treasure chest. But here is the catch. It's not about stuffing your head with information and figures. It's all about gaining access to that wisdom and incorporating it into your life. Books are more than simply information. They are also potent catalysts for transformation. It's not so much about what you take from a book as it is about the book might spark within you. Now it's time to put these ideas into action and build a way to financial success. Thank you. See you in the next video.